Okay, so what do you answer calls on? Okay, because you got to remind me because some of the nomenclature I don't remember. Is it you just tell me? What do you answer calls on? What type of
So
machines?
95% of everything I do is Mitsubishi, right?
Hmm.
Um, and then the Goodman stuff is, you know, the other 5%.
That's so weird. So why don't you answer too many Goodman calls? You figured there'd
I
be
don't
plenty of
know.
Goodman calls.
So the thing about our sales guys, a lot of the sales guys field a lot of the calls, right? So I don't get as many Goodman calls. So we got a guy in Virginia. That's all he does is Goodman, and he is busy all
That's
day
weird.
long.
I
But
would think that
remember,
Goodman's easier to figure out. I mean, than a
yeah,
Mitsubishi because it's more specialized. What you're talking about than what a good. We've been around that Goodman style stuff our whole life. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, right.
It's a collection of
Yeah,
relays.
no, but remember what I told you earlier before. I'd rather take 15 Mitsubishi calls than one Goodman call, and it's not. Uh, See, even Jessica called me one time,
I remember she mentioned that you helped her
and
out. Cause I asked
yeah,
her, she
yeah,
was
yeah,
on
yeah,
the air. I asked her, I said, "Did he help you?" And she goes, "Yeah, he solved the problem."
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. You know, so so a lot of our sales guys they've been around for a while, so they kind of field some of the calls for me. Um, but like I told you before, I'd rather have 15 Mitsubishi calls than one Goodman call. And the reason for that is because it's hard to get past. It's hard for a guy to get past himself in order for me to help him
On the Goodman call.
on the Goodman calls, right? Because their ego gets shot down if I'm asking them to do something. Well, they don't want to do it, right?
What's the difference
Well,
between the two people though? That's calling
because when you open a mini split up, what do you see?
a lot of crap.
Boards and wires, right? Boards and wires.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of stuff that happens with mini splits, so guys are like, well, they're more apt to let me help them.
yeah. Because they're at a loss for you're not going to know. Just like what you just said about your brain having a boundary line and some of the stuff lives outside of it, and you just look it up.
Hmm.
To me, that's how I see mini splits. You can't remember all that crap, so
I
you're gonna
don't
have to look
remember.
it up.
There's a lot of times there is the trust but verified, right? And so there's a lot of times that I do know the answer to your question, but I'm going to go on link drive and get the answer. And then sometimes you go link drive to try to find an error code or something like that, and that error is not there. So you're like, well, where do I go now? Well, then I have to go to the next series up to see if it's there. And if it's not there, well, maybe I need to go to the next series past that to get it. So some of these little M&P error codes will be in the city multi manuals, the big VRF stuff, because they're all the same.
Right.
The error codes are all the same. It's just some of them are numbered, some of them are lettered. Some of them don't happen all the time on the M&P stuff, but every once in a while they will happen, and it'll throw a city multi code.
That's interesting. And how would anybody know that was working out in the field
You wouldn't.
until you
That's what
call you?
guys. That's what guys like me get paid to do. Or
Okay.
uh, it only happens. It only has to happen one time for them to know that, hey, I need to go here. And you know what that's called?
Learning experience.
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 I
Right.
got it. I got it the
So
second time. If you want to watch more videos just like this one, click on this playlist right here. If you want to see our brand new video, click right here. If you want to find out more about the great sponsors that make this show happen, click up here. And to join our email list where I notify you when we're going live, click right here.